So I'm going to start from this side. At some point in time, I'll be over there. Okay. You've spent the last few days working in groups. How was that experience?
Awesome.
Great.
Different.
How did you resolve your differences? How did you arrive at decisions? How was the meeting conducted? Let's just hear one or two people.
We
Yeah.
usually end up in a loud, everybody talking, then we quiet down, listen to everybody, and then take the next one.
Okay, so it was everybody trying to talk over each other,
All leaders.
and everybody
Leaders all
jumping
speak
in,
up.
and yes.
I think some of our, we're all leaders and we're all outspoken, we like to throw our ideas out there, and some of the ways we try to solve it, then we try to find a middle ground where we involve everyone's ideas, but yet.
So people were throwing ideas out there and trying to find middle ground. I'm assuming you're all in the same group? Oh, okay.
My group sat in a circle most of the time, so we face each other in sense of like equality, and then we went around the circle with ideas.
So you operated on,
Incentives.
everyone had equal opportunity in the group?
Like I said, like in the presentation, communication was key for us.
Communication?
Yeah, we understood each other very well, and we worked together as a team and as one, and that was it.
Well, in our group, everyone had different talents in different areas. So that helped us a lot because what I can do, public speaking and, putting ideas another person can do. So what we did was divided. I know that Jose, as being the eldest, he was the one that did like most of the stuff, but he also incorporated his knowledge based on his age to try to level with us. Because although we're young, we also have a right to, do something, say something right. But he will always correct us as being the eldest.
Okay.
And I was just like to say, like, I was nervous at first because I don't know anybody up in here. So I'm like, yeah, how many people I don't know. But my group members, like, we had so much fun doing this. I mean, even though there was times we were like, yo, we want to go to the pool or we want to go to the gym, whatever, we took the time out to actually just stay up in here to like 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday and just doing the project. So I just want to thank my group so much because y'all just made it happen, and we a family in that. So I just want to thank y'all so much. Like,
Okay. So you arrived at the decision, but was the process efficient? In other words, did you take 2 hours to arrive at the decision that could have taken 15 minutes? And I know in all cases that's what happened because you did not follow parliamentary procedure. Parliamentary procedure is the way that would make meetings effective and efficient. This workshop was developed by Ms. Alana Archer, who was a member of the student leadership team, and 2 years ago she passed away. And I now do this presentation in memory of her. And she did the presentation in 2006 at Chi Alpha Epsilon National Conference in Philadelphia. How many of you know about Chi Alpha Epsilon? How many people are members? Could you tell anyone volunteer to say how you become a member? Okay, here we have a volunteer up front. Come on. And you're not speaking to me, you're speaking to everyone.
You have to be a CD member and 3.0 GPA.
I'm not sure if he's hearing you.
I'm not here. I don't hear.
3.0 GPA in order to be a member.
For how long?
Okay, and that's one of the first things in having meetings. When you speak, you're not speaking to the person running the meeting alone, but you must speak so everyone can hear what you're saying. Okay? So if you're speaking to me because I'm 6 feet away from you, you're losing your effectiveness because I'm not the only person who might end up making the decision. It's a group decision, so you must project your voice. So if you need to stand to make your point, you do that. So come on again. Stand up and turn around so people can hear you.
All right, in order to be a member of Chi Alpha Epsilon, you have to maintain a 3.0 GPA.
Someone wanted to add something? Okay, so.
I'm not adding anything, I just want to be informed. Is it every semester or every year, cumulative average?
Who's gonna answer that question?
What is
All right.
Dr. Alpha?
You have to have a 3.0 cumulative GPA for 2 consecutive semesters. And you can be a member of any opportunity program. That includes the McNair Scholars, that includes any of the TRIO programs. As long as you were an opportunity program student, you're permitted to join Chi Alpha Epsilon. That's why it's nationwide.
And I'm taking this opportunity to let you know about that because there are leadership opportunities in Chi Alpha Epsilon, and we expect most of you to go back and excel academically, become members of Chi Alpha Epsilon, and use that as a vehicle to raise some awareness on the campus, do some of the projects that you say you want to do. That's another organization we can use because that is a national organization. I think we have 2 questions here.
My question is, do you get elected or do you apply for it?
Mr. Hill?
As was stated earlier, membership into the society is by affiliated to the programs, any of the opportunity programs. So you, as a student, once you have attained the status of full-time semesters, 2 full-time semesters of 3.0 GPA, or a full-time semester and 2 part-time semesters of 2.0 GPA standing, you can then be invited to membership in the society. There's an application process, of course. You complete that, maybe your interest, etc., your profile is done. The organization receives your application, and then your local college, the national organization receives your application. Then your local college will be the one that would, let me just backtrack. Your local college, if a society does not exist already at your college, your local college director or a faculty member of your local college will probably initiate that by sending off a letter of interest to the national organization. However, if one exists already, that means you're just joining into that society. So the national office, national society, national headquarters of the organization will receive your application, and then you'll be inducted into society membership at that local college. So that's how it's not, the leadership that the Honorable Dr. Altman mentioned is in terms of office within that local society, yes, and that's an election process. But application is what facilitates your membership.
I did hear you say that you don't understand why you're not in it. When you go back to your campus, ask your liaison about it. And there's a lot of people don't necessarily know about it, so ask your liaison about it.
Dr. Alpha?
There's a membership fee, unlike all other like all fraternal organizations, because Chi Alpha Epsilon is based on fraternity side. It's a Greek letter organization. You pay a membership fee, and the baseline fee, this is just the baseline, just to be in the national organization, is $48. Most campuses have an additional fee, and the cost, that additional cost is because you become an elite or an exclusionary group. It means that when you're exclusionary, it means, or exclusive, it means other people who do not have a 3.0 cannot join. So the money that is used to fund your specific activities, like if you have special dinners, because you would have a dinner separate from the regular Sikh honors, you have a special dinner for your family, your friends, your whatever, that money is taken from the extra fee that you provide. Some campuses don't do that, but most campuses do ask for additional money because they don't want to take money from the overall SEEK money to use just for this little exclusive club. That's not kosher. Okay?
Okay,
So, it's
thank
additional
you.
things.
We had a question right here. Or was
same
it
one.
answered? And one more question before we move on.
What are some of the main benefits of being in this program other than recognition? And once you lower that average, could you reapply if you somehow are lower, you're out of the program, and then you can reapply? Once you
understand what I'm asking?
Who would like to take that question?
It's two parts.
Once you become a member of Chi Alpha Epsilon, you are always a member of Chi Alpha Epsilon. However, you do not have the privilege of obtaining national office. Okay? You cannot hold national office, and on your campuses, you're not even supposed to hold local office. You cannot have an officer's position. The officers are often the people who are taken first. They get first choice to go to the national convention, which in 2010 will be in San Antonio. Okay.
You didn't tell me anything.
Okay, and what happens is that your campus pays for everything, and if you think you had a good time here, wait till, well, I'm sorry, I'm off topic.
Out of order. Thank you. Dean Williams.
She didn't quite answer.
She wants
Other
to-
follow-up to the first part of your question, which was, what is the benefit to you? Is it looks good on a resume for one, and it's really when employers, graduate schools are considering candidates, they look not only for grades, and that is something students don't always know. It's not just that you have a high GPA, but also that you have participated in a service organization, that you've contributed. And so that's one very important part and component. But also you get additional training as a leader. You also get a wider network because you've all focused on the importance of knowing people beyond your campus within CUNY. Think how many more people you get to know and have connections with in a national organization. How many chapters are there now?
Oh, this is
It's 100 and something, and I can't.
Alpha Nu now.
Over 150.
Alpha Nu.
Alpha Nu.
Alpha Nu.
Okay,
So
but,
that's
okay.
Alpha.
But there are over.
Over 150 organizations.
Yeah, more than
So it's
150.
Alpha side.
Okay, so we've heard the information. We have to move on. And I wanted to conduct this little discussion in a way that you'd see how everyone gets an opportunity to ask their question, to have their questions answered, because that's what parliamentary procedure is about. And at the same time, give you some very important information. The objectives of this workshop is to define what parliamentary procedure is, to understand why it's important, identify and define key terms, identify the rules of parliamentary procedure, identify some of the responsibilities of the executive board, identify the fixed order of business, know and understand the steps to making a motion, identify ways to amend a motion. Okay? So we try to do quite a lot in the next 45 minutes. And this, as we said before, would help you conduct more effective meetings. What is parliamentary procedure? Okay, I have a volunteer. Go ahead.
What is parliamentary procedure? An established system of rules that govern the procedure in democratic meetings. It is built on the principle that there must be careful balance of the rights of organizations as a whole, the rights of subgroups and the members.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? It's a system of rules that would govern the operation of a meeting. You had your meetings, people were talking above each other at the same time. Sometimes I'm pretty sure rather than address the whole group, you're talking back and forth to each other. All of these issues are addressed by parliamentary procedure. And the whole purpose of the rules is to protect rights. You have the rights of the organization as a whole, then you may have subgroups within the organization, and the rights of individual members. Why is parliamentary procedure important? Have a look at that picture at the bottom of this slide. There are 4 people at the meeting, and it appears as if 2 people having a discussion by themselves. And the other 2 people seem to be left out. Is that how you want to conduct a meeting?
No.
No, because the rights of the individuals are not being protected. So it is important because the rights must be protected. The rights of the majority to decide. When we say the rights of the majority to decide, what are we talking about? Everyone must agree.
Most of the people that are agreeing.
It is based on majority rule. Majority rule means that once the majority have decided, that's what we are going to go with. Consensus is a different issue where everybody must agree. And that we had one group talking about common ground, where everybody talk and they agree on something, and that's one method, but it's a very complicated method of conducting a meeting that sometimes leaves a lot of people unhappy. We're not promising happiness under parliamentary procedure, but the rules are set out well in advance, and there's going to be a vote, and the majority decision stands. It also gives the minority the right to be heard. Have you ever participated in a group where you are in the minority and every time you raise your hand, you're being ignored? They would never call on you.
Yep.
But under parliamentary procedure, you are to be recognized and are to be given the opportunity to be heard. And of course, it protects the rights of individual members, as we said before. The key terms. Rather than put the key terms up on here, because our time is limited, I circulated